Hello and welcome to Basic Color Correction using Final Cut Pro X, a Digital Media Academy how-to. My name is Ryan Koss and I am a lead instructor for filmmaking courses here at DMA. In this tutorial, we will cover the basics of color correction using Final Cut Pro's built-in tools. Here are the basic system requirements needed to run Final Cut Pro X. Let's get started. Here is a clip that needs some work. It's overexposed and the colors are a bit off. When making any changes to a clip inside of Final Cut, you'll likely have to open up your inspector window. There are many parameters available in the inspector, but we're going to focus on color. Select Correction 1. Here we are presented with three options: color, saturation, and exposure. Select Exposure. Here we can adjust our highlights, our midtones, and our shadows. There is also a global slider which allows us to adjust all exposure levels uniformly. To make this easy, let's learn how to read exposure levels by looking at a waveform. Select Show Video Scopes and you will see a waveform presented on the left side of your video. If you do not have this waveform, click Settings. Make sure you have Waveform and Luma selected. This scale shows our exposure or Luma values on a scale of 120 to -20. 100 means pure white in your video, while 0 means pure blacks. By looking only at my waveform, I can tell that my clip is very overexposed. Let's grab our highlight parameter and pull it down until the peak of our waveform reaches 100. Next, let's grab our shadow parameter and pull that down until the bottom of our waveform hits 0. Our clip is looking better already. We can now move over to our midtones parameter and adjust that up or down to make the clip lighter or darker, depending on the look that you're going for. I'm going to pull it down just a bit to avoid having a washed out look. Now let's move on to color. Go over to your video scope settings and select RGB Parade. We can now see each color that makes up the still image that is our video frame. The goal here is to balance the colors and make sure that they plateau at relatively the same area. By looking at the RGB Parade, I can tell that my blue value is fairly high. To lower this, select the highlight parameter over on your color board and lower it into the blue section. Here we can see our blue reacting and our colors evening out. Now that my red, green, and blue levels are better mixed, I am left with a much more natural looking image. To finalize the look and feel of this clip, I'm going to select Saturation. Saturation accounts for the purity or vividness of colors. Since my midtones are getting a little muddy back there on the fence, I think I'm going to pull my midtones up in saturation. Now that I've corrected exposure, adjusted our color levels, and increased saturation, I'm left with a pretty good looking video clip. Let's take a bigger look. To continue learning about editing with Final Cut Pro X, be sure to sign up for Digital Media Academy's digital filmmaking courses this summer. Thanks for watching.